Well, here we go. Uh, this is a early dig. It's what, May 22nd, roughly. This is an early dig on some seed garlic that I'm going to use for replanting here in the fall. There's probably, I don't know, between these two tables, there's probably, I don't know, maybe 600 sets of garlic. And I don't usually refer to cloves as seed garlic because cloves are not true seed garlic. Here's another table right here. True seed garlic is garlic that is produced from seed. And what I mean by that is the bulbules of the top sets on the scapes of the garlic, usually about around the early May. The scapes will begin to appear on the garlic, and they will begin to put out their little flower. Hard neck, it's usually curled quite significantly. Soft neck, it is usually a little bit more like a swan's neck in appearance on a soft neck. Though I think the Russian may be taking more of the characteristic of the soft neck garlic. Okay, but what this is right here is a German garlic. I believe the original seed stock that was a seed stock that Sister Vicky had purchased a few years back. It's a very long keeper. It's a sweet garlic, not a particularly hot garlic. And I noticed that you might get your beds up a little higher when you're planting the soft neck. Water is too much water can be an issue with the softer neck garlics, whereas the hard neck garlics, and what I mean by the neck, I'm talking about this area of the garlic where it attaches to the bulb, is what they call the neck. This neck is, you can squeeze the stem up about an inch or so, 2 inches, and you can feel the kind of the hollowness. It's not really hollow, but it's spongy. That's what's called a soft neck garlic. Soft neck garlic does produce pretty big bulbs. Now, the interesting thing, now where hard neck, it's just like hard. It's like wood going into the close of the bulb. So when I call this seed garlic, I really, because soft neck puts off a really small, and this is a little piece of dirt in my hand, and it's about the size of, maybe half the size of a piece of or of a grain of Japanese rice. Okay, and that was coming off the soft neck. That was the size of the seed that I collected and harvested. So I planted 2 beds out there in the main garden, and what ended up happening was I wasn't sure that this stuff was even going to be viable. I didn't know if the top set seed would actually produce, but lo and behold, because I've never done that. I've always planted hard neck from the bulbules, which I plan on doing some of that this fall. And that works just fine. But whether it's hard neck or soft neck garlic, and this was planted later in the summer, probably August ish. And this one's about around, this piece of garlic's about as big around as when you were a kid, a kingy marble. It's probably, I don't know, an inch in diameter, maybe. About an inch. I'd say, probably an inch in diameter. Okay, inch across. But anyway, what you're looking for with seed, true seed garlic, this one's a little smaller, but it'll be fine, is that you want to grow these for one season, and then you want to dig them up just like you would dig up regular garlic. The skin is real tight. You want to get it pretty much where it hasn't started to divide into cloves. There's a few of these, like this one right here, is starting to get the squared off shape, which is telling me that it's trying to produce cloves, whereas this one is just a solid, round set, like an onion. And when I replant this in the fall, it will then produce a very large bulb of garlic, or at least a marketable size bulb of garlic, and the cloves should be large enough to replant for as far as clove planting. Okay, like I said, this is a German porcelain soft neck garlic. Here's one that's starting to form into cloves. So this is how you multiply your garlic stocks. You don't just rely on planting the cloves from garlic seed that you bought from a commercial grower or whatever, but you also need to experiment and start planting the bulbules in the top, as far as the Russian variety or any rocambole hardneck variety or whatever, and then also this German softneck variety, porcelain as it's known, because one thing it does is it gives you an insurance policy should you have some type of a catastrophic crop failure. These smaller plants seem to hold up really well, and whether it's really cold or fairly warm, they seem to hold up real good. And it's a good way to increase the amount of square foot or acreage or whatever, and it's a whole lot less expensive. What you can do is you're basically gaining your money back. Now here, this one's got a little bit of a purple blush on it. Interesting. Now that's a soft neck, so interesting. Now some of them do take a little bit of a purple blush on the skin. But anyway, this is a way for you not to have to buy more seed or to sacrifice your harvest as much for seed, because this starts giving you additional supplies of plantings for the future. From what I understand right now, a good large, gourmet bulbs of either porcelain garlic or a good hot rocambole variety like Giant Russian, or one of those. My understanding is garlic is bringing about $15,000 an acre, and I'm sure that's pretty intensely planted. Probably not a lot of rows and stuff like that. But you think about that, $15,000 an acre, and there's a bed of what we'll be digging up later, right there behind the laundry line. $15,000 an acre is a lot of cash turnover on an acre basis. That's pretty intense money return for anyone. So anybody want to ever consider growing garlic commercially, this is going to be a necessity for you, because you cannot afford to buy clove sets from other people on a continuing basis. And in order to get your business going, you're going to have to do this. Garlic is a perennial, or what do you say, a biennial. It's not from seed or bulbils. It's not a first-year plant. It is a 2-year plant, like strawberries and whatnot. So anyway, we're looking forward to getting this into the ground down the road. And those two varieties, porcelain and giant Russian, they have about a 5-month shelf life. In other words, you've got like 5-6 months, depending on the temperature, maybe even longer if it's in the refrigerated, dehumidified, refrigerated environment. Could probably keep as long as 6 months or more, where you could plant them. Going back to the subject of planting, what you're looking for when you harvest garlic and you let it cure and dry out the bulbs for replanting, what you're looking for is good, tight wrappers. Not a lot of shrinkage and wrinkles, loose wrappers, or cloves that seem to be dehydrating too much. A little bit's okay, just as long as they don't start getting, they don't start turning, really brown or yellow or anything like that. That's a sign that the garlic has dehydrated too much and will not really make a good, strong plant in the future. So that's what you're looking for down the road. You're looking for really tight wrappers. Even on the very large garlic, you're looking for fairly tight wrappers, which is that onion skin around the outside. And then also, to be free of, insects and blemishes and things like that. So anyway, I hope you learned something from the video. And we'll see you next time. Shalom.